This story is amazing. Bloomberg, not Michael Bloomberg, the extreme, stupid, anti-gun guy, but his news agency.
Yeah.
They're predicting Bitcoin will hit $400,000 by next year.
It is a sight to behold.
400,000! God, can you imagine if you just... Look, if I would have just broken down and bought one
Dogecoin.
when it was $1,000.
Dogecoin.
Just one!
Right.
It wouldn't take very much Bitcoin to make you quite wealthy if this happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
it did. Looks like it topped out at 64,899.
64,000?
And right now it's at 62,600.
That's incredible. It's right now it's at 62,000. Do you remember when Tika Tawari said, yeah, this could go up to 40,000? We were like, okay, really?
Yep.
I mean, that's not likely. Mm-hmm. And then it didn't for a while. In fact, it went the other way for a while. Mm-hmm. But then it turned around and skyrocketed. And now Tika Tawari looks like a genius. Because 40,000, it blew past 40,000.
So, I mean, let's do this. Let's just go back in time. It was at 50,000 on March 24th.
Wow. Jeez.
Let's go
That's
back.
just a couple weeks ago.
Right. So let's just go back to way back. Now, how old were you? Right, Pat?
Yeah.
How old were you back in, say, October?
I was 12.
Yeah, it was 10,000.
I was 12 years old.
It was
$10,000.
I mean, when you elect a
my
Marxist
gosh.
with unstable plans to wreck the world's greatest country, you're going to see alternative forms of currency skyrocket, and that's exactly what has happened.
You sure are. And that is exactly what happened
But
and what is happening.
So Bloomberg's saying 400,000 by next year.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get in early on a train, maybe right now, I mean, this is not financial advice, but maybe you would want to consider something that Elon Musk is constantly pumping up on Twitter, which I hope is not the basis for that currency. Just tweets from Elon Musk, but Dogecoin.
What you get?
Which is 13 cents per Dogecoin.
Started as a joke.
Right.
And it was 0.003 cents or something. It was like 3/1000ths of a cent, and now it's 13 cents.
I mean, I wish I had that kind of influence, right? I mean,
yeah.
So it was, like you said, it was, below a penny.
It was nothing. It was literally worthless because it
January.
was, and everybody knew it was a joke, and yet now it's starting to kick in anyway. It's really something.
Yeah, it's.
Don't you have another coin that's fairly prevalent and real? What is it called? The alternative to Bitcoin that everybody was buying a while ago.
Ethereum, maybe?
Yeah, that's the one. Where is that?
That is 2,400.
Wow. Holy cow. I mean, these were all like $1, $10. I don't know. In the beginning, they were incredibly cheap. Yeah. And, of course, we told the story a million times about the guy who bought pizza with it. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I will give you all my Bitcoins, 10,000 Bitcoins, if you'll buy me a pizza. And some guy, I think it was in London, said, yeah, I'll take you up on that.
Sure, whatever.
So he got 10,000 Bitcoins from this kid who bought a pizza, and this was, I don't know, 2010 or something, when it was worthless.
Whoops.
Can you imagine what that would be worth today?
And, I mean, there's all these great stories. In fact, there's a video I retweeted just a few weeks ago of a guy freaking out years ago. He's like, this is history, guys. Bitcoin just broke $100. I should have sent that in for the show.
Should've.
But a guest, you know how everyone has a podcast. And there's this podcast called atthemikeshow.com.
Everybody has a podcast.
Yeah,
I mean, there should be some regulation on that so idiots can't have podcasts.
Why are you pointing at me
right?
while you're saying this?
I mean, total and complete wastes of skin can have a podcast.
Hitting close to home.
I'd call it At the Mic or some dumb thing.
Atthemikeshow.com. And what's interesting is back in March, the host of that show, Keith Malinak, interviewed a guy who produces another podcast. And this guy, Jeremy Grantham, he tells a story that he used to pay for, well, we'll just call it pirated TV. Okay. And the guy would only take Bitcoin. And so Jeremy, this guest of mine, he talks about how he just bought Bitcoin just to pay for this. And then he got to the point where he's like, I'll just get it legitimately. and he didn't need the Bitcoin anymore. So he said he couldn't even remember how many he had. He had several Bitcoin. I think he said maybe 4 or 5. And he's just like, I'm not going to use these anymore. And he cashed them out for whatever the heck, $10. I don't know what they were at that time. And oh my goodness.
Bet he regrets that just
if you had only just held on to those.
If only.
Everybody's got stories like that, though, man. You're not alone in missing the boat on that.
It just hurts. I've done it with so many dang things.
So get in on Dogecoin.
Did it with Clear Channel stock once. I've told that story before.
Yeah. Jeez. Dogecoin. Just try it, man.
Dogecoin.
Even if you just put $100 in.
Yeah.
Don't make me do Keith math, but that's a lot.
Yeah, you'd have $100.13 now, right? Ish.
Right now you would, but then about 3 o'clock this afternoon, you may be able to retire. Who knows, man?
Who knows? That is true. Who knows?